tungekuwa na height tutafanya 2.5 this times h. Sasa tukipewa a triangle ambayo ni use Hero's formula. The Hero's formula says that A is equal to the square root S. So that's what it says. So tunataka S ni nini? So S equal to, you find the perimeter of infinity 8. 1 divided by 2, and that is 15.5. So our S is 15.5. Now let us substitute our area equal to the square root of 15.5 BC. So minus A is 10, and then 15.5 minus B, which is 15.5 minus C, which is 98.43. Ikiwa hivi ni multiplication, so we this times this in multiplication. 75. So that's our area into be that 9.98 meters square. So the area is as simple as that. So ukiwa na yenye side zote tuko na 4, 6 na hapa tumepewa 50 degrees. So tukiwa na two sides and an angle included, it is simple. You just use a half times side sine theta. Na kuna between them, you just use this. So here itakuwa a half times 4 times 6 times sine. Find angle BAC. Angle BAC. Angle BAC. So we are looking for angle A. Cosine rule. We are going to use the cosine rule. So we are going to use the cosine rule to get the angle of this. I hope you know how the rule states. So because we need A, we are going to BC cos A. A is 10. So you say 10 square is 100 direct, is equal to B. Our B is 13 square is 169 plus C square, which is 64. 100 is equal to 169 plus 64. Itaenda kutupea 238 cos. So let us like terms together. Hii tutaipeleka pande hii, itakuwa 100. Now we subtract here, we are going to have 133 is equal to minus 208 cos A. Kutoa hii namba hapa, so you divide by both by negative 208. Half negative and negative will have 0.6394 is equal to cos A. Cos A. Remember, negative divided by negative is positive. You should know. So to get A, you find A and go to be cos inverse 0.6394. So A is 50.25 degrees. So we want to get the radius of this circle. To get the radius now, pata angle A ni 50.25. Tuko nayo hiyo. We know that A, according to rule, divided sine A will be equal to R, to radius. Sine A over that of A, our A is 10. Sine A, that is sine 50.25. We add up here. and everything here is going to be 2r, right? So we find this one is going to be 10. You just use your calculator. 10 divided by sin 50, the answer is going to be 13.0065, which is equal to 2r. We want the radius, not the 2 radius. Divide by 2, divide by 2. So the radius of the circle is going to be 6.503 centimeters. That is the radius. Next, we want to calculate the area of the shaded region. Area of the shaded region is obtained by, we calculate the area of the whole circle and then subtract the area of the triangle. The area of the triangle tuko nayo hapa. So we need now to do is to calculate the area of the circle because already tumepata radius. So and this one, it gives us 132.92 centimeters square. So this is the area of the circle. So shaded area equal to the triangle area is 9 centimeters. A straight line L1 has a gradient -1/2. So over change in x. So we take the comma 3, and our gradient is -3, and our gradient is -1/2. We change in y, we say y minus 3/2. And negative times a negative is going to be positive. Positive. So we cross multiply this and that. We are going to have 2y minus 6 is equal to, this times is going to be -x. This times is going to be -1. Right? So write 2y. Then we were told y is equal to mx. So we want y to remain on the left side. So you divide by 2 every term. So our final equation will be y is equal to -1/2x plus 5/2. That is the final equation of line 1. Hence, find the y-intercept of this. So whenever you write equal to mx plus c, c is the y-intercept, m is the gradient. So for us to get in this equation, we just look at this is the gradient, this is c. So y-intercept is equal to 5/2. Gradient of L2. So gradient 2, what line 2 wapitia kwa 1 3 -3 4 5. So kitu ya kwanza tunatafuta kuna point mbili, we must get the gradient and then find the equation. So gradient equal to change in y over change in x. So we are changing 5 minus 3. So 5 minus -3 divided by x. The gradient is 8/3 of L2. The equation of L2 in the form of this. So we want to find the gradient, the equation. So we take the general equation, the general point, that take one of the point, either this or this, it depends umechukua gani. So let us take this one, the second. So we are going to say y minus 5 divided by x minus 4 equal to 8/3, which is the gradient. 15 is equal to my 8x, itakuwa 8x minus together, kwa sababu tumepewa ax, so tuna make sure y ifuate, halafu c ndio tuweke mwisho c 0. You must adhere to the instructions given. If you write your own way, you get 0 at the final answer. So let us kwanza hii ikikuja pande hii itakuwa, so utakuwa na 3y, hii ikuja, so nataka tulete hii pande hii, so tutakuwa na -8x, ikikuja hapa itakuwa negative, plus 3y plus 17, y inafuata, C inafuata. To introduce a negative in this equation, we suppose minus 3y minus 17 is equal to 0. Hata hii na hii. So if it, let me then call it line 3. So L3 gradient yake tutaita M3. M3 times M2, the answer should be negative 1. But that is M3 times 8 over 3 over 8, the reciprocal of that. So tushapata gradient ya M3. It is passing through, so we are going to say y minus 5 over x minus 0. The answer is negative 3. Cross multiply with so x plus imechukua hii. And then now, what else? We can do what? You can leave this here because hatukupewa instruction, or you divide by 8. So we are going to have y is equal to okay, and this one is okay. Kwa nini? Kwa sababu hatukuambiwa instructions kama hii ama hii. Calculate the acute angle, get the gradient of that line. Calculate the acute angle of a line, get that line gradient. Sawa sawa, hiyo ndio formula. Tan theta is equal to the gradient of that line, whichever line you are given. So get the gradient of line 2. The gradient of line 2 is 8 over 3. Is 8 over 3. So we are saying tan, we are going to find the tan 8 over 3, and then you see 2x plus t number nini. This number is exact as t number nini. This number is exactly the same as 3. This must 3 2x times 3 raised to power 2. So wakati tulikuwa tunasoma indices, tulisema these are the base, these are the bases, and these are the power. We call them indices, the index. When the index are the same, what unachukua index moja, that is 3. So the bases are the same, you take one base. Kwa sababu na multiplication, what do we do with the indices? We add. So let us add it. So base moja ni 3, and then it is 2x. Because it is multiplication, we add 2. Kwa hivyo unaona hii inarudi hapa. So inamaanisha ukiwa hapa lazima uje kurudi huku. 3 raised to power 2, and then plus 3 raised to power 2x times 3 raised to 1 equal to 108. So you should be aware of that. In terms of 3, that let 3 raised to power 2x b ni y. Kwa hivyo mahali popote ambapo kuna 3 raised to power 2x ndio weka y. So hapa itakuwa y time, because 3 square is 9, plus y times 3. The answer will be 108. So it means y itakupea 9. But said that y equal to 3 to power 2x, and this is 9 also equal to 9. So 3 2x will be equal to 3 raised to power 3. Now the bases are this, sorry, raised to power 2. 9 is equal to 3 raised to power 2. You divide it by 2, divide by the volume of two solid spheres are 4752 centimeters cube and 1408 centimeters cube. If the surface area of the smaller sphere is, find the surface area of the larger sphere. So what we have here is volume scale factor. So from here we will have what we call volume scale factor. So volume scale factor will be equal to the volume of the base 4752 divided by 408. This one will give us the volume scale factor, which is 27/8. So that one gives us the volume factor, volume scale factor. But what we want first, let us get the linear scale. One is equal to volume scale factor cube. Kwanza unafaa kujua kwamba linear scale factor cube equal to volume scale factor. Linear factor cube will give us volume scale. Sasa kama tuko na volume scale factor, tutapata aje linear scale factor? Tuna find the cube root, tunapata hii. Sawa? So meaning linear scale factor itakuwa 27/8 the cube of scale factor. Na kwa nini tunatafuta linear scale factor? Tunajua kwamba linear scale factor square will give us area scale factor. Linear scale factor square will give us area scale factor. Sasa hii itatusaidia kutafuta area ya hiyo kubwa, ya hiyo sphere kubwa. Tuko na small ndio hii. So tunasema area scale factor equal to the area. Konayo sasa linear scale area scale factor itakuwa nao 9/4. The square of this 2. So area itakuwa 9/4. This one will be equal to the area of the big, which is x, over area of small. Area of small ni 352. Sawa? So tuna cross multiply x will be equal to x equal, and that is it. The figure below presents a sketch of a cross section of a solid and its edge. Complete the sketch of the solid showing the hidden edges using dotted lines. Good. Sasa hiki tumepewa kila kitu. Na hii kutoka hapa mpaka hapa itakuwa the same kutoka mpaka hapa. Kwa hivyo hapa tunaanzia hapa hii. Weka hivi. Sawa? Sio length. Kuja pande hii ikiwa imetoshana, unasimama hapa. Simama hapa. Mark hapa. Sawa? Unajua pia CF na B this same. Kwa hivyo take this length here, put and mark here. So meaning from here it is hiyo. Na hii na hii zinatoshana. Sawa? So weka rula yako hapa. Very good. So they are going to be the same. So take this length here. Simama pale kwa D. Simama hapa kwa D. And mark there. Right? Lakini pia tunajua hii na CF pia CD na FD toshane. Kwa hivyo simama hapa. Rudisha hapa hivi. And then simama pale. Sawa? Hivyo unganisha sasa. Tap mpaka pale. Namna hiyo. Hidden. Tunajua from here mpaka hapa lazima itoshane na hii mpaka hii. Kutoka AB lazima itoshane na hii mpaka hapa. Kwa hivyo kitu tunafanya kwanza ni kuchukua length D, kuchukua length AD. Kisha chukua length AD, simama point kwa hii, mark ana arc like this. Mark ana arc like that. Tunajua AD na hii point na hii lazima hii line AP na hii lazima sitoshane. So take your ruler, this protractor, a pair of compass, and mark AB. Once you have done that, take this point and mark there. So now what you do, you join this point and this point using dotted line, and then this side also using dotted line. Stand here and there, use dotted line, and then from here to this point, use dotted line, like this. Wow! Now you see you have your figure perfect. E, F, G. You can give it like that. When I given length of a piece of wire 628, 7 LCM, add 7. Then kwa 2 inaenda kwa 2 haiendi kwa 5, so inabaki 5. 3 inaenda hapa 2 zingine. The next number is 5 tunaenda hivyo. The next number is 7, next number is 13. So the LCM as 1093. The LCM as 1093. 1090. Kwa sababu sasa tukigawa hii na each of this one itakuwa inaisha, hakuna remainder. So together you add 7 here. So 10, 9, 20 plus 7. So length ilikuwa 10, 9, 2, 7. So that sasa tukidivide by kila moja ya itabaki 7. Using complete square, kwanza tuna make sure tumetoa hii 6 hapa. How do you remove the coefficient of x over 6 and hapa ikuwe -1? The second thing you remember this concept that b over 2 square equal to c. You remember that? You should remember that. So that's what you are going to use here. 6. This is 13 in b over b yenye 13 over 6, lakini chini kuna 2, so times 2. Hapa chini kuna hii 2, sawa? B 13 over 6 ni b. B iko over 2, na hiyo over 2 tunapiga hapa times 2 ndio inakuwa hivyo x. So what we are going to add in both sides. This one will be 69 the square of this over 144. We go to the other side, negative 109 over 144. So this one inaisha because tumeongeza both sides. Now, but remember this one is squared. Tunachukua moja, tunasema x minus 13, 12. Tunachana na hii x square, sawa, equal to negative plus 169. You use your calculator, you will get 5 over 44. Use your calc, you will get this that way. So now the next thing we need to remove this square. Hii square tuna remove hapa by square rooting both sides. So tunaenda kufanya x minus 10 over 12 square over 144. Tunaenda ku square root both sides square hapa. So we are going to remain with x minus 13 over 12. The square root of 25 over 144 is this. Positive ikifuka hii cosines itakuwa minus 5 over 12. So x itakuwa ni 13 or 13 minus 5 itakuwa ni 8 over 12. Sawa? So hatuwezi acha answer namna hiyo, we can simplify. Sawa? Or 4 here 2, 4 here 3. So we can simplify it like that. Two friends, Ojuang and David, live 40 kilometers apart. And approximation, we are going to basically concentrate on trapezium rule and the mid-ordinate rule. I will start with the trapezium rule. But before I do so, trapezium rule, why did they? So I have a curve here equal to 1 and ends at x is equal to 5. So this was just a curve before I divided it. So maybe I can sketch a new one. I have a curve starting at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have a curve which begins here and goes like this. A line here to where it is starting and where it is ending. This one forms a trapezium. So this is the curve y is equal to a half x squared plus 5. I can calculate the area of this, assuming that this one is a trapezium. Assuming that this is a trapezium, we can calculate the area. How do we calculate the area of a trapezium? The area of a trapezium is equal to, and lines are apart, and then here is, for example, we can say if the height up to the way it is reaching is which one can we take? We can take even 10, assuming that is 10, then we will be able to calculate. So we know from here up to here is 5, from here up to here is 10. What is the height? Just add that is with it, which is equal to 4. So this is 15, this one's here twice, so this is 15 times 2, and the answer is 30 square. But we realize that this one is very erroneous. It is very erroneous. It has a lot of error, because how would you assume that this one is trapezium, yet it is a curve? A curve, this one is not straight. A trapezium should have a straight line. So because of the big error that trapezium, no, that one gives a very trapezium. Now it's going to be more accurate. If I very accurate, more accurate than this one, right? So that's why now, because of this error here, we had to introduce a trapezium rule. So how does the trapezium rule state? Area using trapezium rule is equal to a half h into y naught plus yn, you cross the bracket, plus 2 into y1 plus y2 plus y3 plus mpaka y is equal to n minus 1. You close the bracket, you open the big bracket. Now this is the area using a trapezium rule, that one. But now, one thing we must be very clear about, h is equal to naught divided by trapezium, or number of strips. When you are given, use 4 strips, use 5 strips, use 4 trapezium, use 5 trapezium. You just find the value of x, the end, the final, the initial value of x, and then you subtract. You get you divide by this, minus x naught divided by minus 1. n is equal to number of ordinates. When you are given that, use 5 ordinates. Use 5 ordinates too. Then, once we do the example, we'll be able to estimate x naught. X naught is the value of x, the largest value of x, the biggest number x value, that is 8. X, the last number in the range is the x. The first number in the range is the x naught. So we substitute xn minus x, which is 8. And 8 divided by 8 is 1. So our h is equal to 1. Why is this important? It is important now when we are going to draw the x square. So you draw the table. Itakuwa 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Tunafika 8 because that's where the range reaches. That's where our range is reaching. Now the range reaches. That's where our range is reaching. Now we will need to get the value. Of y. How do you get the value of y? 6. You put it is going to be negative 4. So you put it all. You do like you substitute all the way to the end. 14, 24, 36, 24, 36, 50, 66. So 36, 50, 66. So that now you fill the table. Now what we have here is now y1 and y8. That's what we have there. Now. Next. Now is to apply the formula. The formula plus yn, the formula. The formula plus yn, y1 plus y2 plus y3. Ikienda the way y1 plus y2 plus y3. Ikienda the way to yn minus 1. Now I want to explain yn minus 1. Now I want to explain y and e. y8 ndio yn. Yn minus 1, n, so minus 1 is 7. So inamaanisha kwa hii formula tunaweka values za y hapa ndani mpaka half times 1. The formula plus 4, the last one is negative 4, so 4 plus 0 plus 6 plus 14 plus 20 plus 24 plus 1, which is 7. So kama hapa ilikuwa 8, 9 unafika kwa 8. Kama ilikuwa 10 unafika kwa 9. That is what. So this one is 72 plus 34 is equal to a half, big bracket, 72 plus 268 times 340, 170 square unit. And that is the area. We have approximated the area using the same rule. And then we do another example for the mid-ordinate. A curve y is equal to x squared plus the x-axis and the line given you should be able to notice a unirange. Using the trapezium rule with 5 ordinates, mark that. That's where you draw a line. 5. Now that gives you the formula you are going to use to get h minus x plus 1. The final range is 3. X naught is equal to, here tunaanza na 1. And then n minus 1 will be equal to 5 minus 1. So here we have 3 minus 1 over 5 minus 1. So it is 2 over 4. And that is 0.5. Now, this is our weightage, which is going to give guidance x